All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Um, let's jump right into it. We have some big news for Kamen Rider Zero-One. We have the reveal of the final form. There it is right now on screen. So this is the final form for Kamen Rider Zero-One. It is called Kamen Rider Zero-Two. So that's pretty cool. uh, we're probably not gonna go for too long because this is like the only news. Um, so I have some translations. As always, pictures are in the description if you want to look at uh the pictures yourself and the translations from special form, which I will be reading in case you don't want to look at it. So, Hiden Aruto transforms into a new Kamen Rider Zero-Two. In order to protect everyone's futures, he will rise up once again. Using the Zero-Two progress key in the Zero-Two driver unit, Zero-One will be upgraded into Zero-Two. And that's it. There's nothing else. So I really like it. Like, honestly, I think this is my favorite Zero-One form. Just Zero-One himself, because I like Burning Falcon and Thouser maybe just a bit more visually. But this form, looking at just base Rider Zero-One, this is my favorite Zero-One form. So I don't think they're hiding anything else. This is definitely the final form. So like, there's kind of been some debate. So like, we have to look at like timing and stuff. So some people are saying a hyper battle DVD form, but like, look at the belt. This is the whole new a whole new attachment to it. Like, we're literally taking apart the driver to put this thing on. The progress key looks like it invokes Satellite Zaya. So this isn't a hyper battle DVD form. Like, it's the belt is doing too much for it to be a hyper battle DVD form. Now, a movie form, we're too early for a movie form. Usually we'll get information about the movie form like a month or two after the movie trailer comes out. And that movie trailer usually doesn't come out until the final form comes out. So usually what happens is we get final form first and then movie form after, and how we usually get them revealed. We don't have anything that said, oh, this is movie form, so you basically have to just go with this is the final form. Now, I like the form. As I said, this is my favorite Zero-One form for the rider. But, like, I can understand. Like, it's really weird because it is very simple. Like, it does just kind of look like a overblown, not overblown, but it looks like how do I put it? It looks like an elevated version of the normal form changes that he's getting. Like, you got, basically it's just like more silver and new red hands and helmet. Like, it basically just looks like normal Zero-One but upgraded. So, but not like upgraded to the extent of Metal Cluster. It seems it's not a lot for a final form, but like, the idea behind it, I like it. Like, Overlord Baron said in the chat, welcome. He said that according to the scan, the Zero-Two driver is likely a separate driver on its own, which is, yeah, it seems like that's what they're going for. So, and also he's changed to Kamen Rider Zero-Two. He's not Zero-One anymore. Like, this is, I think, the first rider final form where he's just a different Kamen Rider, technically. He's not Zero-One anymore, he's Zero-Two, which is gonna get really weird to say. So, like, he's turning into a different rider. So I like visually, it doesn't really look like a final form, but I think you have to like think about the idea they're going with here. Like, this is technically a new rider, a full upgrade to the belt. The whole system of this driver is being upgraded pretty much, and that's why this is technically the final form. Now, it is a little interesting. It's a little simple, but I mean, I like the form, the visuals. So, I need to do something because we have the chat for once. That's pretty cool, but it seems a little you can't see it that well. So I'm gonna try to fix that. So what do you guys think about Zero-Two? Oh yeah, imagine the theme song saying Zero-Two. If they honestly changed the theme song to say Zero-Two, that's pretty fantastic. You gotta give them some props there for just like, what if we just redid the theme song? And that's it for all the skins. I have another picture that I'll put up in a second, but there's not actually, oops, that's not what I want to do. There's not really anything else that's going on in the Zero-Two scans. I think the only other new piece of information, not really new piece of information, but just like new thing, is that we can see Arc Zero a bit more. That's it. That's it. And I mean, like, we already got like an in-show shot of Arc Zero anyway, so like it's not really anything new per se. So I don't know, there's a lot of people who are like, not in the chat, I'm just saying in general, who are like, oh, this doesn't look like a final form, oh, I don't like it. But I mean, you have to keep in mind that like we're in the Reiwa era now. They're gonna be changing some things up from how they were before. So I'm kind of like the idea that our Reiwa final forms would just be like an upgrade to the base form. How does that look? Okay, you can see chat a bit better. Still a little awkward. Let me raise that up. Oh shoot. I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I'm surprised, I guess, because again, I was expecting more of it, like a heavy evolution on like Metal Cluster Hopper. And yes, I think I saw someone mention this should finally give us the sound from the slot on the other side of the Zero-One driver. You'll probably know that what the slot is, right? If you don't know, there's an empty slot on the left side of the Zero-One driver since it came out. And since that came out, everyone's like, I wonder what this will do. And we all thought it'd do this and it'd do that, and it turns out that it's for this form, the final form. So it seems like, so the reason I can see this as the final form is it seems like you have this attachment, right, that you slot on. You have to take off the base. There's like a panel that slides on the Zero-One driver. You have to take off that panel, and then you take this new attachment and it replaces that panel, and it also slots in to the left side, or I guess our right side, his left side. It slots into that. So now that will activate new sounds. And then you've also got the new progress key, which will, we don't know about how the sounds work. I'm assuming, just from the looks of the unit, the new unit, Zero-One driver unit thing, I'm assuming that probably doesn't have any sounds. It kind of doesn't look like it. And then the new progress key, that'll just make all the sounds, but it won't work normally, I guess, in Zero-One Driver, because it needs to there's a lot of missing like gaps with when you use a normal progress key when you activate that slot. So this progress key will have like a bunch of sounds that it just wouldn't work in the normal Zero-One Driver. So that's kind of interesting. What's the rumors for the next Kamen Rider? I think there was something like last week or 2 weeks ago that it was it's gonna be like double. I don't know, 2 Kamen Riders, but that's it. And we're kind of too early for like, not for rumors. We're never too early for rumors, but for me, I feel like we're too early for rumors to actually become true. So it's probably fake. Especially because it says to think about the Gashapon egg, which has been a rumor since like Kamen Rider Xaid. So, oh, and I saw a few of you mentioning this as well. The final form, or both of these poses, I don't know Showa poses at all, but it's a Nigo reference, Kamen Rider 2 reference, because Zero-One, Zero-Two, Ichigo, Nigo. So pretty cool. I mean, I like that. Winger again, it's not Winger. I've seen a few people in the Discord, which there's a link in the description. People have been reposting that Winger picture, and I'm like, again, Winger has been like a rumor for literally like I don't even know. Like, come on. The extra form for Zero-One is going to be called Zero-Three, isn't it? That's probably the movie form, honestly. That's so we go from 001 to 01 to 02. What's next? I'm interested to see how and why this comes about. So obviously it's going to be an evolution, it's clearly an evolution, but it's probably is not the same thing, gonna be a counter to Arc Zero, because that's how like every final form has worked like the last X amount. I'm just gonna start with Xaid. Muteki was a counter to Cronus and Pause. Build was a counter to what's his face? To Evil and Mad Rogue. I guess Grangio is not really a counter to anyone, I guess. So I guess that's interesting. But this one's probably going to be a counter to Arc Zero, but I wonder in what way. I guess we don't really know anything about Arc Zero. Patty Murphy with a super chat of 5 something. I don't know what currency that is. Thank you so much. He says, yo, 02 is clean AF. Shame it ruins 01's Ray 1 pun. I never knew about that pun, and now I'm sad that it's getting rid of the pun. But I do agree. 02 is really clean. I really like it. I think a lot of people are just like, oh, I don't like it as a final form because... Which is fine. I mean, like, if you don't like the look of the suit, that's fine. I can understand being disappointed about the colors. Not the color. Well, I mean, the colors, sure. The design. But, like... I mean, we have been getting, like, clusters the last... How long... Would you say Forze Cosmic is... No, because Wizard's suit's pretty clean. Gaim, and Drive, and Go. So, I hate to say this, but I guess since Xaid, we've been kind of getting wacky final form designs. I guess since Decade Complete, that's probably where it all started, even though the others aren't really big clusters. But... we've been getting clusters for so long, it might seem a bit weird that this is our final form, which is basically just the base form upgraded. But I like the idea. I just really like the idea, and the ideas, all these different ideas, make me like it more as a final form. And I already love the look of the suit, so. But it does seem a bit weird that go from like simple Hopper to Rising Hopper, which is simplistic, to Shining Hopper, which is more of an evolution, to Shining Assault, which is kind of where we get Cluster, to just Metal Cluster Hopper, and then we kind of scale it back a lot. It's just a normal, kind of just a normal Zero-One. But again, because it is just meant to be a different rider, and I kind of like that they don't. It's judging from the sounds, from what we've heard, it's engineered to not. It won't work with the other progress keys. Like going back to Grangio, for example, you could, since it uses normal Geo, the normal Geo watch on the right, you could slap like the Oma watch on there, and people are like, "Oh, it's super final form," for fun. But you can't really do that here. Like you can't put Metal Cluster in here because its sounds work differently. So that's pretty cool. Can someone please say psych and that Zero-Two isn't true? Zero-Two is true. So what tier is this if it was on a Kamen Rider Final Form tier list? I would put it in A or S. I haven't made a tier list, so I don't know. Maybe I'll check where I would put it on my personal ranking. Actually, then I have to go find that. But basically, I've been saying I would put it about in like my top 10. I think this is top 10 for me. Maybe top 5, but I don't remember my top 5 at all. So I have no position to say it's top 5. But top 10, I can definitely say it's my top 10. In my top 10. Neo Heisei was a lot of over the top from fusing with your car to invincibility. Yeah, it's Neo Heisei was over the top, so that's why it might seem like a bit of a downgrade compared to those. But like Kuga, Kuga Ultimate is not like really over the top. Shining is not really over the top. So like early Heisei was pretty simplistic. If we were in like early Heisei, this would fit in a lot. And technically we're in early Reiwa, which is what I've been saying, so it kind of fits. Yeah, and someone mentioned Kabuto is pretty a simplistic evolution. Zero-Two has a muffler just like his dad. That is true. I like that. Although I would have liked if it went to the other side. Actually, that's a pretty cool way to just bring back the muffler as just a piece of plastic. A lot of people have been saying, not a lot of people, but I saw a few mentions of Zero-Two comes from Rocking Hopper, which explains like the red and the silver, which could be cool, but then you have to explain Rocking Hopper in the show. But it's not like they haven't tried to bring something in from the movie that hasn't and not explain it, like Gaim. They did something with the summer movie in the show, didn't try to explain it, so they could very well just do that. Honestly, it makes sense. As technology progresses, it does become better, of course, but becomes smaller and sleeker. Yeah, that's true. That's a good analogy. Maybe it's summer movie form. No, it's really not. I think I mentioned a bit of stuff about it earlier. Thank you for the compliment, Dante man. Get ready for Reiwa Phase 2 Final Arms. Oh yeah, if there's a Reiwa Phase 2, we'll probably go back to the insanity stuff. Why do I get the feeling his muffler is also a weapon? As in it could detach? Because I don't think that'll happen. But, I don't know, it could do something. I like the attachment thing. I like it, but I was thinking they were just going to do like a trigger again, like the hazard trigger. And no, it's just like a full attachment to the thing, which is pretty cool. Where is Valkyrie's final form? I don't think I've said this on a stream or YouTube yet, but my prediction is... Actually, I think I have said this, but I'm going to say it again. So, minor X8 spoilers. I'll try to not spoil. in the end of towards the end of Xaid, not in the end. Towards the end of Xaid, they a certain rider uses an older suit that was already shown in the show and gets a new form, which could or may not be his final form. It's never used again, but I think that's going to happen with Valkyrie, in that she's probably going to use the Shot Riser and put Fighting Jackal in it, but it's just going to give her the normal Fighting Jackal Raider suit that we've already seen. So then it's going to be Fighting Jackal with the Shot Riser. That is my prediction for what Valkyrie's quote-unquote final form will be. If not, they'll probably just recolor the the Jackal Raider. So I'm very confident they're going to use the Jackal Raider for something else for Valkyrie, but not as a final form, but like not over the top, I guess, per se. Like just even the same base suit. Zero-Two is Ichigo and Zero-Two is Nigo. There you go. And Nigo has more red. Yeah, that's why people are saying this is a Nigo reference. I mean, it clearly is, because I think that left picture he's doing a Nigo pose. So, at least it looks better than Decade's complete form. I will agree with that. I like this better than complete, but I don't hate complete. Just saying that. Maybe it's an extra form because there's Cure Major Red. No, we're not. Like, the timing right now, they're not going to be making, like, an extra Cure Major Red form. It's the timing. And when I say timing, I don't mean the current world situation. I mean the timing of where we are in the show. We just got a final boss, or a big boss come out. We're due for the final form. They're not going to, like, hey, let's show the movie form now. Or let's make a different Hyper Battle DVD. No, this has to be the final form because of the timing. Is Jin or Valkyrie the third rider? Valkyrie. If Thouser looks like Muteki, then it makes sense Naruto stole Paradox's knockout fighter gloves. That's pretty good. We need a Thouser power-up form. I don't think we do. I kind of like Thouser the way he is. But I wouldn't mind a Thouser upgrade. Maybe he'll get the upgrade at the end. Ooh. So, like, is Thouser useless at this point? He's honestly been useless. Pointless, I guess, is what you specifically said. He's been pointless for, like, since Rampage Vulcan. So, since episode 32 or 33. So, he's been useless for a while. This is what my point is. I saw some Showa hate. Do not hate on Showa because Zero-One, this final form is literally a Showa upgrade form. At least Decade Complete had effort put into it. This is just lazy. I mean, it's not really lazy. It's not the base Rising Hopper identical. Like, the helmet is pretty new. Fully new arms. Fully new chest piece. The belt is technically wholly new. Like, the new attachment really changes that up. And the legs are basically the same. I'll give you the legs are kind of lazy. There's no red on the legs. It's just like silver added. But what's this form called? This is Kamen Rider Zero-Two. I honestly can't get over they changed the name of the rider to Zero-Two. It's not Kamen Rider Zero-One Zero-Two form. It's Kamen Rider Zero-Two. Kind of epic. Thoughts on the arc speaking for the first time? I don't know the voice actor from anything outside of just now, his appearance in Zero-One, but he has a good voice. I can't wait to hear Arc Zero in the show, like on screen as a suit, because that's a pretty cool voice. I won't be surprised if the Assault Trigger will be retooled, kind of like Hazard Trigger to Black Hole Trigger. I mean, but for what though? Because the Hazard Trigger is also just the Hazard Trigger is just a piece of sorry, not the Hazard Trigger. The Assault Trigger is just a piece of plastic, and it only works with 2 keys. whereas the hazard trigger worked with the belt, so it made sense they just remold it since they had another version of the belt. I wanted to say I could see them remolding the Zero-Two unit for the belt here, but for who? No one else uses the Zero-One driver except Aruto, so, or the president, I guess, more specifically, but it's probably going to be Aruto now. I guess since the copyright or something, he's the one who owns it. No, the name is actually Zero-Two. I'm not kidding. It's Kamen Rider Zero-Two. I said this on Twitter. Whoever at the Toei staff like sat there and went, we should name it Zero-Two. That man or woman deserves a big fat raise and needs to be placed in charge of like every Kamen Rider form name from now on. I'm sorry. That's just how this needs to go. I'm sorry if whoever had that position before, but this new person has got to take it. How do you attach it to the driver? Let's pull up that other image, I guess. The other two we had earlier. Give me a second. So, if you don't know how the Zero-One driver works, you don't need to own it. I just recommend watching a review. So, basically, you can see on the right, they basically explain in detail how that Zero-Two unit works. It's basically going to be, it basically replaces the part of the Zero-One driver that slides out. It replaces that with a piece that slots into the left side. Pretty much it. Once again, we're basically just replacing a part of the base driver. So, and people have said it's kind of like Kuga and Agito. I can say it's like Kuga. I actually haven't seen like any reviews of anything Agito, so I actually didn't know you had to remove a faceplate for the Agito driver, and now I want to go see a review because that's pretty cool. And also, I think someone mentioned it earlier, the progress key seems like it looks like Thouser's key, like with the attachment on the right, and then you get the symmetry going on, which is pretty cool. But I'm also wondering, I wonder if it will open by itself, because they clearly could add that spring in or something. But there's a spot you can see at the bottom that's open. There's an opening where you can still authorize the key. So I don't think it's going to open by itself, but that would be pretty cool. Someone on Twitter said it's a movie form. It's not a movie form. It's the final form. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Someone understands. Aiden, I can't pronounce her last name. Someone said on Twitter that's a movie form, but I think this is the final form because we never get final forms after movie forms. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The movie forms always come out months after the first trailer, and the first trailer includes the final form. So, don't you think that this form is a bit too simple for a final form? I mean, comparatively to Metal Cluster Hopper, yes, it's a bit too simple, but I like the idea of just making this a new rider, a new full upgrade to the belt, not just a new key. So, I like it. It's like a combination of Thousand Driver and Zero-One Driver. Could be what it is. Maybe this is how Thouser gets redeemed. He just stops being a rider and gives Aruto some of the technology. No, what is Kamen Rider Zero-Two is a second part show to the first one. No, I don't think that's what it's going on here. It's just the name of the new form. Although it is a bit weird that the show is named after a rider who doesn't exist at that point. Oh, I love how when the driver closes, there's a 2 in it. Oh, there is a 2 in it. That's pretty good. Who knows that? Eduardo Munoz. That's a good catch. And just like how there's a 0 in the driver without that new piece. Bowser dies. The world evolves at a point that no need more Guy. I would be okay with that. Oh, I hit the microphone. Guy's at a point where like Guy at this point is literally just a monster of the week, a recurring monster of the week. Guy is literally the Dodo Magia from the beginning of the show. Except he just doesn't die every episode. He just comes back. That's literally all he is at this point. I don't know. They should have done something with Guy. I don't know. They don't need to kill him per se, but in these episodes, he's not doing anything other than showing up to get beaten up so we can have some sort of victory at the end. He needs to be more, I think he needs to take a more active role as a villain, besides just, I'm going to show up as Sauser and kill you and attack you and try to kill the human gear. Like, that's all he's doing. So, where do I see the two? The two, I think, is the red on the right side image at the bottom. The red kind of makes it 2. Is Zero-One infringing on Tony Stark's copyright? Very well. He may be doing that because now we've got that Infinity War Endgame style arc reactor chest piece thing. I don't know. Good lucky thing Stark isn't in the same universe, because then he'd be gone. Have they started filming again? I think they start filming today in Japan. They start filming before June, so they will start filming again. How many pairs of clothes do you think Guy has? He gets beaten every time and his white clothes get burned. He's like those cartoon characters that just have like the same outfit in their entire closet. That's Guy, pretty much. I mean, Guy seriously needs to become Dan Kuroto too. There can only be one Dan Kuroto, you know that. Zero-One starts up production again today / tomorrow. Okay, so I was right. Cool. Bowser is just a loser at this point. I mean, he always kind of was a loser, right? This looks kind of like a D grade for Metal Cluster. Yeah, like a visual style. Like, just kind of given, like, normal Heisei stuff. It does seem, like, weird that we go from spiky Metal Cluster to this. And I don't say this negatively if you're new, because I love this form. But it does seem like I can understand where people are coming from. Like, oh, I wish we would have gotten something more. I can understand that. If that's why you don't like the form, I can get that. I can get behind that. But I don't think it's. But like, just again, because it's a new rider, possibly just a fully new belt. Assuming that like you won't just ever get the normal Rising Hopper back in the other forms, I can kind of get behind this being the final form, as in this is like a full evolution of the whole system of the Zero-One driver, not necessarily the progress keys and forms of it. Do I think Jin will get a V Cinema? Maybe, but I think we're probably going to get a Vulcan V Cinema first. They might actually go an X-Aid route and give us a Vulcan Valkyrie combined V Cinema, and then a Jin Hirobi V Cinema, and maybe like Thouser on his own. I don't know. Favorite Zero-One character? I really liked Fua until they gave us the useless tidbit of like his backstory is irrelevant, but it's also that doing that is irrelevant because he already moved past that. Like, the show literally went, hey, you know that backstory Fua has where human gears tried to kill him? He's moved past that now. Now he's friends with the human gears. He saved Izu, a human gear. And then, like, 2 episodes later, you're like, hey, you know that past that he moved, the thing in his past that he, like, that he moved past. I didn't want to say past twice. The thing that he moved past and developed as a character now just doesn't exist. So the character development he got is, like it feels like a gut punch, because it's like, oh, we did this, made him evolve as a character, but like that whole thing that he evolved as a character with is fake, so it doesn't really matter. I don't really like that. So I guess I like Izu and Aruto's just like interactions because she's a robot, but she's like having fun, and he's Aruto. So that's fun. But I don't really know. I liked. I don't know. I kind of like Jin, but Jin also has the same problem where like he was just fun in the beginning, and then he came back, and he was even more interesting because you're like, how did he get back? Oh, now he's trying to save Human Gears a different way as like this new faction, and then he's just Metsubo Junai again. Okay, why even go to the effort of doing all this stuff with him? Vulcan and Valkyrie fusion. Kamen Rider Valkyrie. There we go. Maybe the Zero-One was inside of us the whole time, and all of the progress keys we've brought along the way. That's the ending. I like that. I hope that Wazoo appears somehow in this final form because he just kind of died for Shining Hopper and hardly got used. I mean, maybe. I don't know. If you think about Shining Hopper is the last upgrade that Zero-One has gotten that is wholly hidden intelligence technology, because Metal Cluster obviously comes from the Arc, that technology. They just hijacked it with the Hopper Blade, which I guess is maybe technically the last wholly hidden technology thing. I'll let you decide. And then before that was Shining Assault, which was partly hidden technology, but also largely the thingy doodle that he puts on the side of the key, the grip. What Thouser needs is an upgrade form. I mean, he's probably just gonna get his ass kicked with a new upgrade form. So, oh yeah, how did Jin come back? I thought there was a benefactor that helped him or something. I hope they don't forget his storyline. I hope they don't too, because that is literally like, he comes back and they're like, oh, Jin, how did you come back? It's like, Jin is a new refined version of Human Gears with actual ears. And then, okay, and they just forgot about it. And like, the characters weren't even like really confused. Like, how did Jin come back? Like, for like the single episode he appeared, they're like, Jin, how are you alive? And he's like, I was revived. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, really? This is like, I don't, and it couldn't have been the Arc because the evil Izu in the clip show, who is probably just an extension of the Arc, she said she doesn't even know how Jin was revived. So like, who made him then? What? They better not forget that, because if they forget that, it's like, really, that's like the Rise of Skywalker thing for Star Wars, where like Finn was trying to tell Rey that thing the whole movie, and then they just forgot it. What if we had a Shining Hopper and Metal Cluster fusion? Then we'd be fine. Naruto could beat up everyone. Maybe. Is that the Zero-One final form? It is indeed the Zero-One final form. How come no one is talking about the next Sentai being confirmed as a boat theme? I didn't see that. Someone else asked if this is really the final form. Yes, this is truly the final form. Kamen Rider and Smash, please. I have no control over that, so. Do I think long-haired Izu will appear in Zero-One? I mean, she already did. She's in the special, the President special. I think what's gonna happen is Izu, the evil Izu, is just the Arc's own Izu. Like, I don't think we're gonna hack Izu. It's gonna be a different Izu, kind of like Kamen Rider Geo. Originally, when they showed off White Waz, everyone, including me, was thinking that they were gonna take the Waz we already knew, and he just like change his clothes. He'd just be basically a new character, and then he's just an alternate timeline Waz. So I'm thinking this is gonna be the same thing. We're gonna see the arc make an evil Izu. That's what I was thinking at first, and then they actually give the arc a voice actor. So that's probably just gonna be the voice, and evil Izu's probably never gonna come back. So, oops. Hope Zero-One will get cool movie form. I hope the movie form is a new belt. We need one more belt. No, we don't actually, because I think this one technically is gonna be counted as a new belt in the show. So that's technically 10 belts, but in the toy line it's only 9. So I think we do need a new belt, maybe. Maybe this form's power is utilizing all the grasshopper's abilities at once. Every grasshopper's ability. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know why some people hate it, because I think it has many callbacks to the first form, but still cool. I mean, they don't like it just because it's kind of simplistic for a final form, which I can understand. Flame Zero says, personally, I think the suit is garbage, so... No, there are people who don't like it, which is fine. Zero-One, Izu Fusion Form 1. Maybe the movie. You don't... Maybe that's our movie form. How is attachment a new belt? Not necessarily the attachment being a new belt, but, like, in the show... they might not have the attachment, and this is like a full new belt. Like, maybe in the show we're not going to see Naruto rip off that panel, attach this new plate. Maybe we're gonna see the driver, like, just maybe we'll see the Zaya satellite just make a new driver that already has this thing attached and built in. I just realized every color on the belt is on the suit, which is where the gray silver comes from. Yeah, interesting. Although there's no blue, so. Wasn't the scientist Humagear who brought Jin back? Wasn't it the scientist Humagear that brought Jin back? It wasn't, because it wasn't. He was being controlled by Jin in that episode to jumble up Zaya so that Jin could go save Hirobi. And that wouldn't work, because in order to be hacked by Jin, he has to exist. So, will Hirobi get a new form? I don't think he will, because when you think about it, Hirobi has been he's been kicking it as a rider for 12 years. So he's like the most experienced Kamen Rider on the show. So he's already like pretty good as he is now. He doesn't really need any form. What do I think about the overall story of Zero-One? Do I think it's any good? I think it's fine. I just feel like here's basically my thoughts on Zero-One. And this is pretty much how everyone else is feeling about Zero-One, so I'm not really that original, but like basically episode 1 to like 15 minutes into episode 17, that's awesome. I love that arc. It feels like just kind of like a small, refined Kamen Rider show compressed into these 17 episodes, and it works really well. I really like it. But then after that, you have the arc of the workplace competition, which goes on way longer than it should. Like, there are 2 episodes that you could have just completely cut out from that. Or not even 2 episodes. Multiple episodes you could have cut out from that. Like, the one with the Whale Raider, that's completely useless. It doesn't do anything. And then the one with the firefighters, that one you kind of get rid of as well. And then you have the Jin clip show, and then the weird wedding assistant thing. You just like switch that up. There's too much going on in this arc for what it's doing. Like, none of it really plays into each other at all. I don't really like that. And then after that, we get Hidden Manufacturing, which is cool. I think it's a step up, but like now there's just nothing going on. Like, he goes to Hidden Manufacturing, or he makes Hidden Manufacturing, right? And then it's like the same as if he was at Hidden Intelligence. Like, there's nothing that's really changed. She's doing the same stuff. So, and like now they're not even doing much with Guy being, the man in charge, except, the man in charge of heat and intelligence. They're not doing anything with that either. So, I don't know. It's all right. I don't think anything in Zero-One is really gonna, so far actually, is gonna be back up to standard of the original 17 episodes. So I have a theory that Metal Cluster is the real final form. It's not, because this one comes after it. Maybe the strongest form, that's a possibility, but this one's the final form. What if Roby acts as a host for Arc Zero to transform, hence all the recent focus on him lately? I lost a comment. Also, Satellite Zeta is like the ultimate human gear and has Aruto's granddad's consciousness. That first one, I mean, both of those make sense. That could happen. What do I think about Power Rangers Dino Fury? I talked about that last week, but quick thoughts. I'm excited for it, just because I want to get all the Ryu Soldier stuff. The show, I don't know how good it'll be. I'm gonna watch it. And that's it. Those are all my thoughts on it. Is this a confirmed final form? Yes. Personally, I think it's another Laser Turbo. It is indeed. My theory is that Aruto made this thing due to someone locking Zero-One. That's true, although we kind of already did that when he didn't become president anymore. So it would kind of feel like a retread, maybe, but that would be interesting. I feel like something will happen to the Zero-One driver for him to have to make this. Maybe, so Arc Zero's belt kind of looks like a Zero-One driver repaint. So maybe the Arc Zero driver will do something to the Zero-One driver system. Kind of like another Zero-One in the Reiwa First Generation movie. Speaking of that, I guess I should have said something up front. So I've watched Reiwa First Generation, and that's going to be the next movie review, but I'm not going to be able to get it out in time for Friday. So instead, we're getting you'll get a Kamen Rider Craft video, just the last live stream edited down. So there you go. Do I think Valkyrie will use the Jackal Key into Shot Riser and have a new form? I think she will, but it's just going to be the same suit, the Jackal Raider suit. Maybe a new helmet, maybe some different colors, but they're not going to do like a full new suit for the Valkyrie suit, especially because the Raiders already used the base design of the Shot Rider suits. So what would the Zero-Two jingle be? I have no idea. Well, we know what the standby jingle will be. What do I want to happen in next year's Rider? I don't really care. I usually don't have people always ask like, oh, what do you want to happen next? Or I don't really care, as long as it just looks cool. I'll be happy with it. I never really have any wishes for what's gonna happen next. Actually, I take that back. A Dinosaur Rider for the 50th anniversary would be kind of cool, but I don't need that. So, is it just me, or does Zero-Two look oddly buff? It does a bit. I wouldn't say oddly buff. Do I think the sound of the new form will be the text-to-speech first or after the jingle? I think maybe first, because the recent upgrades for Zero-One have had text-to-speech first. So, what if Aruto's grandfather is still alive and rebuilt Jin to be a spy in Metsubo Jinrai? That is an interesting theory. We don't know what happened to the grandfather. That's true. That's a good idea, actually. I quite like that. Although Jin is kind of acting kind of evil now, so maybe it's backfired, but yeah. Will Thouser tell Aruto the truth and join the Zero-One team? What truth? That he's an asshole? Maybe the Arc Zero stole the Zero-One driver and turned it into the Arc Zero driver. I don't think so, because we actually get a shot of, I think, Arc Zero smacking down Metal Cluster in one of the the catalog scans from last month. So What are my ideas for a Kamen Rider personally? Kamen Rider Sinja, I kind of go over it in my 2,000 subscriber Q&A video. Kind of crazy how far we've come with that little 13,500 at the top. Thank you guys so much. Is this really the Zero-One final form? Yes, this is Zero-One's final form. What if Aruto was permanently locked out of Rising Hopper and or he couldn't go back, which is why he looks weirdly like Rising Hopper? Actually, that theory someone said about Arc Zero using the driver, maybe he just uses Rising Hopper. And that's why we just see Metal Cluster. So is it Kamen Rider Zero-Two or Kamen Rider Zero-One Zero-Two form? It is technically a new Kamen Rider Zero-Two. Which, does this make Aruto like the most, he has the most different rider names in one show? Like, I know Momotaro's is like 20 different Kamen Riders because he just possesses people. But this guy's, Aruto's been 01, 001, and now 02. So. Gain $1 each time Thomas has to confirm that this is the final form of the summon in chat. I mean, it's only happened like 3 times so far, so. How would I feel if Kamen Rider Zero-Two suit in the base was the base form for a new Kamen Rider? I mean, it is kind of going to become the new base form, so. Do I think we should have a Reiwa and Showa crossover? I kind of want a Reiwa, Showa, and Heisei crossover, so. New driver, new rider, basically. Yeah, pretty much. I thought it was more of an Amazing Mighty situation. In what way? As in, it's going to be absolute garbage? Oh, got him. Amazing Mighty. Amazing Mighty looks fine. I meant that Thouser will probably tell Aruto the real reason why he wanted to destroy Human Gears. I mean, he kind of just is doing it because he's an asshole, right? I don't think there's really a big mystery for it. Like, he hated Koronosuke or something. I can't wait for Kamen Rider 007, I guess I should say it more. That would be fun. I really like the idea of it being a new base form. I like that as well. Amazing Mighty was really underused. That is, amen to that. I agree. The image 3 on the left page showed a new key. The left and the right page. So yeah. Episode 40, the new form premiere. That is not confirmed, but that could be what happens. I think it's sort of a base form, and Aruto can still use the other progress keys with it, like Flaming Tiger and Freezing Bear. I don't think so, because those other keys, just thinking about the sounds we know this thing has to make, since it uses the new left side slot, the other keys won't work in it. Like, you put them in, they don't say anything, and the belt won't say progress. So it's going to be this weird, you put it in, there's a weird gap, and then they just play their transformation. So, unless, of course, the new attachment says progress or whatever, then maybe. But then I feel like they would show off those new forms in the scans. So, is there any leaks yet about the next Kamen Rider? There was a rumor a week ago that we're gonna get like 2 riders at the same time, but it's probably fake because it's really early for leaks. Oh, maybe the fake past that Fua had is the backstory for Thouser. Well, that won't work with the timeline. Like, I like that idea, but we've already established that guy was working with Koronosuke. He was 20 when Daybreak happened, so. I mean, maybe the same idea, but, like, now he's 20, and I don't know, I don't feel, like, so scared for him if he's being chased by Human Gears. Have I developed the idea for Ranger Potential? I don't think I said I was doing Ranger Potential. Because I said that like Ranger Potential would just be like, here's the comics as Power Rangers, or here's how I would fix this in Power Rangers. So I just do like how to fix or comic review. So this is really the final form. Yes, this is indeed the final form. Kamen Rider Lupin deserves a series. I don't know if a series, but a movie would be kind of cool. It would have been kind of cool to see him with the Lupin Rangers, but that's not going to happen. There's Kamen Rider Winger for the third time. I think Thouser is the fourth rider of Kamen Rider Zero-One. That is not true. What if the Zero-Two attachment becomes something akin to the hazard trigger? Only if the thing has its own sounds. Because again, when it attaches, the Zero-One driver loses the progrise sound. Like, you put in a key, it doesn't say progrise. It says, it doesn't say anything. So I'm assuming that this new key will have those sounds. Like, you put it in, it says 0-2 rise or whatever, finalize. But then the other keys won't work in the belt, and which is I'm assuming that's what they're trying to get at, so that like we don't have a whole bunch of like, oh, what if he uses Flaming Tiger and he gets a new form? No, I'm assuming that like the key will make all the sounds and none of the other keys technically work in the driver, so you can't have those theoreticals. Kind of like Geo, where it's like, what if you put an Oma watch on the right side? Do I think that Izu is going to become a rider or Magir? I think it's more likely she'll be a rider. I don't know about a Magia. Although they might give us Izu as a Magia, kind of like Misora was a monster last season. Not last season, 2 seasons ago. Last season was Tsukuyomi as a rider in the last episode. So we could also see that instead. I would prefer Izu as a Magia. I mean, actually, I would prefer her as a rider, but if she becomes a rider, I want to actually see her do something and not immediately untransform. So, Dream Rise would be cool. Beyond Rise, Zero Rise, something Rise. If you were to say the new key was going to be making all the sounds like finalized, then what's the point in the attachment other than the standby? I mean, to activate the sounds so that it I mean, then it's like the assault grip. The assault grip doesn't do anything other than push a button in Shining and Assault, or Assault Wolf, so that they can make their new sounds. Do we have the translations? What's the name of the driver extension piece? The name of the driver, both of these are just 0-2. So I think it's the 0-2 progress key and the 0-2 unit, since it's Kamen Rider Zero-Two. What about Kamen Rider 1-0? Kamen Rider 10? Maybe the key can connect to Zaya and allow him to change forms based on the fight at time, based on the little blue piece on the silver section of the key. That could be interesting. Maybe he just gets the powers, because I don't think they would be bringing back those forms, but I like that idea. It definitely does look like a big button. So Prog Fies, nice. I think there's going to be another driver set, but instead of the regular plate and Rising Hopper, it's the 0-2 plate and the R key instead. I think that's what they're doing as well, although it would be really weird to do that. I mean, I guess I think they are marketing this as like a new belt, so that makes sense. But it's kind of weird because then you lose 2 parts to just make it the normal belt. Although then you can actually get the you can get the 2 belts displayed next to each other. So I don't know. I never thought they would just not include the plate in the key. So that's an interesting thought. The set is called the 0-2 driver, according to the translators on Twitter. Indeed. Kamen Rider 10 is just Decade. True. Mugen Rise. Possibly. Hello, Atomic Phoenix. The 2 core in the satellite and the 1 in the lake combined. Well, that was already Shining Assault. So Does this count as the 9th driver? I think this would be the 10th driver, because it would be, we have Zero-One driver, Shot Riser, Force Riser, Zetsume Riser, Raid Riser, Thousand driver, Cyclone Riser, Arc Zero driver, and I guess this would be the 9th, huh? Oh, I thought we had 10. Or no, I'm gonna go through again because I'm dumb. Zero-One driver, Shot Riser, Force Riser, Cyclone Riser, Thousand driver, Raid Riser, Zetsume Riser, Cyclone Riser, Arc Zero driver. So this is 10. Yeah, this is 10. If they count this as a separate belt, which is I think what they're doing. So there you go. Greetings from Germany. Thank you for coming to the stream. Why didn't the mask on the key be a triangle and not a circle? Well, because I think it's meant to invoke Zaya, which is a circle. So there you go. Who is the final villain? Thouser, Arc, or that female secret Humagear? Do you mean Izu by that? Definitely not Thouser, I think, at this point. It's probably Arc Zero, or by female secret Humagear, I think you mean Izu. And that's probably what's it. The 9th driver is Jin's Slash Riser. I did forget the Slash Riser. And that's my favorite form. Damn. Okay, we're going through it again. Zero-One driver, Thousand driver, Shot Riser, Slash Riser, Force Riser, and Slash Riser. Sorry, not Slash Riser. Cyclone Riser. Zetsume Riser, Raid Riser, Arc Zero driver, and this one, Zero-Two driver. It is 10. So maybe that's what the point they're going with. So this is the 10th driver. That would be funny if they advertise it like that, like the 10th driver of Zero-One. That would be pretty cool. They're acknowledging the fact they just kind of went nuts and decided to make 10 drivers. I honestly think that they are not going all out, unlike the generation before. I think that's what they're going with as well. Zero-One's theme for the suit is evolution, so maybe being wirelessly connected to Zaya through this key may be able to use all the data on progress keys it's made or any that Aruto fought against. That's kind of... I think that could be cool, but it's kind of like not Assault, Rampage Vulcan. So... Does Orobi get a new form like Jin? No, not as far as we know, unless it's Arc Zero. Is the new form will have its own weapon or using the old weapon? I think it's going to use the old weapons, or maybe none of them. It's just going to use its hands. We don't know. There's no shots of it in action, so... Zero-One's gimmicks are the belts, not the progress keys. Exactly. The red piece on the chest is a scarf. Indeed, it is a scarf. Or scarf reference, not really. Do I watch Rai Guy? I don't know who that is, so... Maybe the Humagear keys have a compatibility with the blue part of the key? That could be what's going on, but those aren't released yet, and those won't be released for a while, so... What if Aruto's connected to Zaya? Well, he is connected to Zaya already, so... Maybe Thouser will fuse with Arc like Kronos from X-Aid, as in for Arc Zero, or for like a final boss, because a final boss, that would be cool. I kind of like that. Kind of disappointed the villains are shifting back to Metsubo Jinrai. I'm not disappointed because Thouser was bad. Not bad, but he's not that good as a villain. Maybe Hirobi will get one in a movie. Same with Kamen Rider Izu if we get her. Maybe. That could be a possibility. Someone asked about Kamen Rider Naki. I think they're going to do what I said with Valkyrie as... where am I going with this? I'm thinking they're going to do what I said with Valkyrie, getting just the Jackal Raider suit again with the Shot Riser. They might just give Naki Assault Wolf, and she just uses Assault Wolf with the Force Riser. Because the Force Riser actually works for with the Assault Wolf key, because of the pause it takes to like make the blast sounds, it times perfectly with the breakdown sound. So we actually go from Force Rise, Ready Go, Assault Wolf, shooting noises, and then breakdown, and then no chance of surviving, which is pretty cool. So it does actually work into Force Riser, so we may see it into Force Riser. Just throwing that out there. Thouser is not Kuroto Dan, that is why he's banned. I agree with that. What if it's a special form because they showed this along Kira Major? No, it's the final form. They're showing it with Kira Major because Kira Major's also in the magazine. So, is Arc Zero getting a new actor? Well, a new voice actor at least. I'm pretty sure with the latest episode. Rai Guy is a Canadian dork who makes puns and causes thousands of dollars worth of property damage and likes Kamen Rider. Cool. What is my favorite belt in the season and my favorite Prog Rise key? Maybe just the Slash Riser with Burning Falcon, with a close second place as what will be the close second place? I'm trying to think. The Cyclone Riser. I couldn't think of the name. Game Diaz Cronus has Oma Geo's colors. Do whatever you want with that information. Zero-One's final form will just allow him to make jokes, and you take damage if you find them funny. That pretty cool. Plus the Assault Wolf key was supposed to be made for the Force Riser. Yep. You saw my collab with Este and liked it. Thank you. If you guys didn't know, I'm on Este's channel twice, actually. We did a video together, and I'm in one of his podcasts. So, or he's doing a podcast now, and I was in it with Julio Coolio. So that was pretty fun. I want a legit movie Izu or a movie Final Valkyrie form. I do as well. How would I rank Arc Zero's evolutionary forms from Rising Hopper onwards? Okay, so the Hopper forms, basically. So I would go, this one's first, actually. And then behind that is Shining. I really like Shining. Behind that is, I think Cluster behind that. I would put Metal Cluster behind that. And then behind that is, I don't know if I put Shining, Assault, or Hopper, normal Hopper behind that, because they're both alright. I don't really love Shining, Assault, and Rising Hopper is just a base form, so it's not really trying to be much. We'll say those are tied, but this one's definitely first. I can tell you that much. Would Atomic Phoenix is leaving now? Thank you for coming to the stream. Would the Rampage Progress key be the movie form with Zero-Two system? Maybe, but we don't know if the attachment has the new Progress sound, because then that key wouldn't work. Maybe Zero-Two can invoke the past forms of Zero-One, like Humagears, sort of forming an army. Could be cool. Oh, like instead of Trilobite Magia, it's like a different version. That could be interesting. Why do I hate X8 so much? I don't know where you got that information, because I have never give any indication to hating X8. Do I think there will be a US exclusive Dino Fury Ranger? No. I think we're just going to see exclusive forms, or maybe they'll do something with Geisel or the Ryusel Brown. Fuwa's V-Cinema final form should just be a ninja-like theme with clone ability. Wolves travel in pack and shadow clones. I like that. Anthony Thomas Jr. is going to head out. Thank you for coming to stream. I actually might end soon because there's not much else to talk about. This is the only thing that's out, unless let me check Twitter or something. We'll see if there's any big news out. Nothing. Nope, it's just Zero-Two. So yep. Yep, there we go. Thouser is great as a villain since he is great at making us hate him, but Metsubo generally have a more bigger plan. That's true, but I don't really like him. But like I don't think he's terrible, I guess. There may not be a movie to focus on the new series right on the batch. I mean, the world is wild right now. Yeah, that's true. They haven't really announced anything about a movie. So that's why for sure I know this isn't the movie form, because how if we don't know anything about the movie? So actually, maybe before we go, I wanna run something by everyone. So I'm gonna be upgrading my not Twitter avatar, my channel avatar, the Muteki that I use. So I made a little mock-up using... No, that's the wrong Muteki. I made a mock-up using the Figuarts Muteki picture that I have, and that I also have on the way, which is pretty cool. Can't wait to get that. So, give me some criticism. What do you think? What of this as like the new color scheme for my avatar? When will I collaborate with Japanime for a video? I've never really had any interaction with Japanime outside a couple interactions on Twitter. I would love to collaborate, but he also said I think he doesn't do collabs a lot, so yeah. That would be cool though. I don't think people are acting like Sentai and Ultraman being on the cover is a big thing when it's a magazine for the channel. All three air on, and all three have big events coming up. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're not. Kira Major's on it because Kira Major is always on it. Yeah. I'm gonna call it Zero-Two Oxygen. I like that. Have I considered commissioning someone to draw my avatar? I have not considered that. Oh, someone brought up the Dark Rangers. I guess I could talk about that. Everyone says they like it, so epic. Cool. I'm happy to hear that. So the Dark Rangers, thank you, CRN Porter, for bringing that up. They're cool. I like them. I mean, there isn't really much to say about them. I'm just really interested to see how they are going to play into the necessary evil. They are clearly the necessary evil of the show, or not the show, of the comics. So I'm interested to see how that's going to happen, how that's coming about, how they actually, why are they our focus now, right? Like, not in a bad way. Like, I want to see how that comes about, if that makes sense. Started watching Ultraman G'd a while back. What's my opinion on it? I haven't seen it. Am I disappointed with the final form? No, because I like the new suit. So, opinion on Dino Fury. Also, hello, Connor Milne, and I'm excited. The logo's cool. I love the Ryu Soldier, and I'm excited to get all the toys stateside. And I hope the show's good. That's about it. So everyone likes it. Only criticism I have is kind of prefer the old color scheme, but it's up to me. Thank you, and maybe the blue can be another color, which is fair criticism. So thank you, thank you guys for the critiques. Because I just wanted a more red color scheme. I kind of didn't. So the reason the old color scheme was like all black and then a bunch of red is just because I didn't want to have a lot of red, and then Burning Falcon came out, and then Max Reusel Red come out, which are really good forms, and I was like, I kind of want, like, those are really red, and they don't look terrible, so I want to try it here, and here we go. What is my opinion on Burgermon from X-Aid? Burgermon is a good boy, and that was a fun episode. Also not because Juju Burger sounds like Juju Beat, but... I don't like the new Dark Rangers. Look too much like Venom ripoffs in my opinion, except Black and Blue, which look like they could be final general parent in a season of Sentai or Power Rangers. Well, that's because they're Rita Repulsa and her crew. It's Um, red is Rita, gold or yellow is Goldar, blue is Finster, purple's Finster, blue is Squat, and pink is Babu. So that's pretty cool. Maybe replace the black with blue, but I like the black on the suit. I'm trying to go for like a Max Riesel red vibe with the whole thing. Is basically what I'm going for, yeah. What if Kamen Rider with powers of horror monsters from modern times look like? I don't know, but that's an interesting idea. How about Hyper Muteki but in Genom color scheme? A few people have made that because God Maximum has its own Hyper Muteki sound. There was a stage show where Hyper Muteki was Genom. Was that Genom? Because that's called Game Deus Muteki. So it's not really Genom. Thank you, Oli Torio, for coming to the stream. Remember when Zero-One Line got concept art? Neither do I. I don't either, yeah. Oh well. It'll probably come out at some point. I'd almost suggest recoloring the belt too. Well, the Muteki, I didn't recolor the belt in this just because it's supposed to be a mock-up. So I would just recolor the Muteki Gasha to be red. Because I'm trying to go for like it's just a gamer driver edition thing. Like it's a normal gamer driver. Yeah, it wasn't Kuroto Muteki, it was something else. Is the final form of Zero-One in the President Special? Nope. The President Special ended, and we just got this now. So, not now. Yesterday. A Kamen Rider who is the main guy who cheats instead of playing fair. I think that's Decade, right? What's my favorite Raider from Zero-One? Well, personality-wise, I only have one choice in Yua because she's the only character of all the Raiders. But design-wise, I go with the Buffalo because it looks cool. So, we have... Someone said we had 69 viewers, but it's not on my screen, so oh well. So, I'm gonna end soon, so I guess, as usual, throw any and all questions you have in the chat, or any thoughts on the new, maybe, avatar. Get that out, and then I will be going. I will be off. What do I think of Kamen Rider taking an approach like the Ultraman anime, the suits being armor like Iron Man? That would be cool, because I haven't seen that anime, but I think it looks really, really cool. Kamen Rider N-Gen is the name of a series that I thought of. I like that name. Below, Demon Collecting Theme Sentai. Interesting. Is Zero-Two a movie form? No, it is the final form. Hirobi is a boomer. Hirobi is technically 12 years old, so no. Hirobi's a zoomer. The red should be darker in my opinion. Okay, I will take that into consideration. Just watch Gundam. I may watch Gundam, because I'm stuck at home. Do I think they should put Kamen Rider as a YouTube Red show? No, I don't think so. Maybe use a different color than yellow. Well, it's meant to be a gold, so... Do I ever plan on betraying Muteki? No. I'm betraying it with the colors. I'm giving it like a Burning Falcon Max Riesel red color scheme, so... Oh, yeah, the Figurized Hibiki and Decade have just been announced. Thoughts? I don't own any Figurized, but I do... if I got one, I would get X8, Genom, or... they look good. I've seen a few reviews on them. I would buy one, maybe, if the... given the current situation not going on, or other stuff. So, yeah. They look cool. So if you do collect Figurized, I'm happy that people are going to be getting 2 more at like the same time. Have I heard of any of the rumors for the Kamen Rider series after Zero-One? Yes, I have heard them. Did I know Taiwanese Kamen Rider knockoff existed? I did not. That's pretty interesting. What? Hirobi is 12? Hirobi's literally too young to be a father. I mean, he's programmed to be a father, so not real. I mean, kind of young, but... Do you know where I can watch the President's special? Anywhere you usually watch Kamen Rider, I'm sure they have it subbed. Check, like, the fan sub groups. They all sub it if they sub Kamen Rider. Thank you, Mr. Bomber Holmes, for coming to the stream. What do I think about a Kamen Rider about cryptids, like Siren Head? That could be interesting. I'm not sure if they'll go for that as a full series because, like, it's kind of a fan-made thing. And they're making it, like, quote-unquote official, so... Favorite figure arts. I have no figure arts, but I have no figure arts owned, but I do have only one pre-order, and that is Hyper Muteki. So, if Hasbro was to do Kamen Rider, do I think they would start in Zero-One? Yeah, probably, because it's New Era, the most recent one. Working on a series where a protagonist travels to alternate dimensions in terms of dimensional displacement. Thoughts? Wonder what you mean by dimensional displacement, but it sounds cool. Oh, favorite figure arts if Muteki doesn't exist. Well, Oma Geo is probably the one I would get if I had to buy a figure art that isn't Muteki. Xaid weirdly has 2 sticker sheets, one normal foil one and one that's like the one that came with Master Grade Gundam, so they're thinner and hold on to the kit better. Interesting. Come on, Toei, I need my Pizza Rider. I need my Pizza Rider as well. What if Kamen Rider with powers of Lego look like? Probably like the Ryu Soldier mecha. Toei gives the suits to various companies in the rest of Asia to make movies. This is how the Super Rider movies came about. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, they constantly go through dimensions by random. Now that's interesting, yeah. Kamen Rider themed about catching and sealing away demons. Not so Kamen Rider Pokemon with demons. Sounds fun. Alright, so I think with that, I'm going to end the stream. If you guys want to talk more with me, I am on Twitter and Discord. Both those links are in the description. Yeah, so, what do I have coming up? So this Friday, I will be releasing a new Kamen Rider Craft video. It's the live stream from last week, except, you know, edited down. Please check that out if you haven't seen the actual live stream. I think it's a lot of fun. And then the week after that will be Reiwa the First Generation, and then hopefully I'll get the other movie reviews coming out as well, and maybe a Kamen Rider Craft live stream in the next week or two. So with that, thank you guys for coming to the stream, talking Zero-Two with me. I'm very excited for that form, and thank you guys for the feedback of this new avatar. Very happy.